So, that happened. Sherlock, the final problem. It's fair to say the final problem was that it divided people quite considerably. I'm gonna start with the good points, because you know what? We need to put positivity into the world. We need the world to be happy and a good place, so let's go. I have been wanting to see baby Sherlock and the Sherlock family whilst all of them were still living together since series 1, and I was so happy the fact that we got to see Yellowbeard and Redbeard in this episode. Yes. But then again, there goes my angsty Victor Trevor uni Sherlock flashbacks, but it's fine, I'll ignore it. Baby pirate Sherlock playing amongst tombstones will forever be my new favourite thing ever. Also, the fact that we have just been proved by this episode and last episode that as much as we want to make fun of Sherlock and go, ah ha ha, he would be so bad with kids, I think we can all agree now, Sherlock is fucking amazing with kids. He's come a long way from, if you want to hold the rattle, do not throw the rattle, to what we saw at the end of this episode, which was the 3 seconds of parent lock, which will forever fuel my fire for the next 3 or however many goddamn years we have of this hiatus. In fact, if we just had those 3 seconds of that episode, I'm fine. I am happy seeing Sherlock with little baby Rosie in his arms, going, oh, is that Daddy, is that Daddy? And then passing him to John, as if they are the best parents in the world. Please give it to me. Other things I liked in this episode. Mrs. Hudson, again, was the star of the show, listening to metal music whilst hoovering and sassing everyone within the vicinity of like 100 yards of her. So, you know, again, spiffing. Another one of my favourite moments was the, this is a family matter, and that is why he stays. Sherlock with a Scottish accent in a beanie to really highlight the cheekbones. He's not just a great man, he's a good one. Finally, once again in this episode, the villains were fantastic. The actress who played Eurus was incredible. Last week I was like, she doesn't really look like Sherlock though, or Mycroft. Yes, she does. I think I'm thoroughly freaked out for the next couple of years of my life. Moriarty as well. Oh god, I miss that man so much. It was so good to see him, even if it was 5 minutes with him doing weird snaky dance with Eurus on the other side of the glass, but I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get, to be honest, of Moriarty. And now I'm going to go onto the things that I didn't like about this episode. The reason why I love this show and the reason why I first was attracted to this show is that I love the idea of a detective crime drama with like characters I really loved, and it's really emotional and it's so clever with all of its deductions. Nowadays, I feel like Sherlock has turned into a psychological thriller, which for some people, they may like. Fair enough to you. For me personally, really didn't like. I know critics said that Sherlock has turned into James Bond, or we had the Six Thatchers, and like, I was less inclined to agree with them then, but now after that episode, I totally agree with you. The thing is, with Sherlock, one of the main attractions is that it's set in London, it's set in modern day. There needs to be a plausible reality to the situation. Some of the situations that happen are quite far-fetched. Is it every day that you'd have a dominatrix basically ruling government by having relationships with both partners simultaneously? Not necessarily, but it could. However, having a basically Norwegian Azkaban to hold a person who has psychological powers of persuasion. What are these powers? How does she do it? I don't know. She just does. Why can she do it? She just can. It's a little bit too far-fetched for me, and therefore, because for me the episode felt so unrealistic, I think it lost a lot of the emotional impact that it could have had, because then it just became unbelievable, and therefore all of the situations the characters were in suddenly felt like there was no real danger. The fourth wall was broken. I didn't believe what was happening on screen. And having things like a singing drone, walls which are covered in blood, hanging men over the sea, all of this Saw-like contraption maze thing just further perpetuated the unbelievability factor. Wait, is that a word? Perpetuated my disbelief, so that by the end of this episode I was like, I swear, None of that happened. Furthermore, there were like a lot of plot holes. Like a lot of plot holes. Eurus is apparently in control of the entirety of this prison, right? So she has the main guard under control. We presume that she has every single person in that prison under control, seeing as they all held Sherlock and John and Mycroft ransom without doing anything. She hasn't even got glass in her cell, and yet she continues to not only stay on this prison, she also takes frequent trips to England to go sit in a bus and pretend to be someone else, and to do therapy sessions with someone. And then she goes back home. Like, she must have left that island to go to England like at least 2 or 3 times that episode alone. Why? Why would she stay and then go and then come back? Why, if she's been in contact with Moriarty and tells Moriarty about Redbeard, why has Moriarty never used that against Sherlock? Oh, by the way, Moriarty, there's this whole like conspiracy that Sherlock doesn't know about, and he thinks his friend is a dog, but he's actually a human being. He's actually a very emotional sod who, as a child, pretended to be a pirate. Like, why would Moriarty never mention this? Sherlock's head must really have been affected if he can tell from 2 weeks in advance what's going to happen, but he can't tell when glass is in front of him. But then, of course, this is the same episode that John's feet are tied to the bottom of a well and he climbs out using a rope. And you're really telling me that John and Sherlock jumped out of a 2-story window and didn't get injured? I personally was frustrated that we had gone from an episode where Sherlock had basically almost killed himself in order to get John's attention back to oh John, you're just trapped in a well. It's fine, I'll deal with you later. Oh Sherlock, you're just counting down with a gun to your head. It's fine, he'll be fine, guys. We've just jumped out of a 2-story window. We're basically invincible by this point. Who was Sherlock saying I love you to? BBC, you amped up this moment by placing it at the end of the trailer. You talked about it so much, for example, on Twitter. Everyone was going mad about this moment, okay? To be honest, I didn't even care if it wasn't to John. I just wanted some genuine emotional connection. I just wanted some genuine emotional moments. And you're telling me that this moment is literally a joke just to get Molly out of the house. And poor Molly. Writers, you've butchered her character. She's got over Sherlock like 2 seasons ago. The whole point of her character was that she changed from this like mousy, scared woman into like someone who's just taking no shit from anyone, including Sherlock and especially Sherlock. She was strong, she was independent. You've just ruined her characterization and her development as a character by turning her once again back into series 1 Molly, who like can't tell Sherlock something on the phone because she's scared. Like, no, fuck that. Give me the woman who slapped Sherlock because he was being a bitch. Why would you do that to Molly Hooper? Why would you do that to me? You know that moment afterwards where Sherlock destroys the coffin? Yeah, that is me, rage quitting. So the moral of the story is your sister may be an evil psychotic psychopath and she may lock you and your brother and your best friend slash partner slash lover in a room and, you know, force them to kill each other and kill other people and basically inflict psychological torture and physical torture on them. And like, she may kill your best friend when you're like 4 and cause you years and years of emotional and mental disturbance. But it's fine because a hug solves everything. I'm gonna try and end this on a positive note. I will say that no matter what the show does, I will always love this fandom. I will always love the people in this fandom. I will always be in this fandom to an extent, and I will always love these characters, and I will always love the relationship as I interpret it to be. And you know what? You shouldn't let anyone take that away from you either. Your interpretation of the characters is just as valid as the writers because you put just as much time and effort and love into them as they do. So I hope you've enjoyed my Sherlock reviews. I hope you stick around for more videos on my channel. Please subscribe, please give me a like, please comment down below and talk to me, and I will see you in the hiatus. Oh my god, another 4 fucking years. Great. Bye!